Okay guys, this is how to make cornbread for chicken and dressing. This is Bart's recipe. It's 1 egg, 1 cup of buttermilk, 1/4 cup of oil, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 cup of cornmeal. Okay, you can stop that there if you need to. Ta-da! That recipe will make this size skillet. Small. So I'm going to double it because I'm making a lot of dressing to go to Granny's. So first, I'll be using 2 eggs. Okay, whisk them up a little bit. Add 2 cups of buttermilk. Forgot to pour that up before I started this. Alright, 2 cups of buttermilk. Then 1/2 cup of oil. Whisk that up a little bit. Add a teaspoon of baking soda, and then your cornmeal. And if I'm making just cornbread, I would stick to pretty much just 2 cups. But because I'm making dressing and I want the cornbread to be a little denser, I add about another 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup. And then mix that up. Now, when you started, you needed to turn your oven to 400 and put your iron skillet in there with a little bit of oil in it. Not like 1 inch like you're going to fry something, but enough to cover the bottom and where it'll kind of roll a little bit when you do that with the handle. So kind of get your lumps out of here. Whisk it up good. You've had your skillet in the oven about, say 10 minutes. So get it out. Okay. Put it on a hot pad there because it's should be sizzling. Get you a handful of cornmeal and put it in there. Just kind of sprinkle it around on the bottom. Then take your mix, pour it in. Then just pop it in the oven. Let it cook for about 45 minutes. Some ovens cook hotter than others, so I want my cornbread for dressing to get extra dark, so it has a thick kind of dark crust on it. Makes the dressing good. So it might take you a little longer than that. Alright, when you get your cornbread out of the oven, put it in a pan, break it apart, let the steam get out of it, then crumble it up just real small. And to that, add your onions and your celery. I chopped a couple of onions. We like onions. I use a lot of onions. So I'm going to start out with 2 cups. Then I'm going to add about 2 cups of celery. Okay, you want a little black pepper. I just kind of, well actually you want a lot of black pepper. I'll just go over it like this. Kind of coat the top. I do just a little salt, and sometimes if I've salted the chicken quite a bit, I don't add any salt to the dressing, but I forgot the salt tonight, so adding it. This is homegrown sage, and I'm a sage fiend, so I use quite a bit of sage. If I'm having to buy it at the store, I would probably use at least half a bottle of rubbed sage on this one pan of dressing. But if you're not that crazy about sage, you can always put just a little in, a little pepper. When you get all your juice in there, you can taste it and add more if you'd like. So I'm going to kind of stir this up to get it mixed up. Okay, then to that add 1 stick of melted butter. The butter's not melted yet. And then I've already picked off my chicken. This is 2 chicken breasts, like with ribs, a little skin on them. It made quite a bit of chicken. I'm going to use all of it. Stir it up. And now the butter's melted. Finally, pour your butter on there. Get it all. Try to stir it up quickly and spread it around. Then you put you gotta have something to make it real juicy before you bake it. So I always make my own broth. All you gotta do is just put extra water when you're boiling your chicken, and then you can just use the broth right out of the pot. So this is about 1.5 cups. Gonna pour all of that on there, and that's not nowhere near enough. So I'm gonna get about another 1.5 cups and pour it in there. Then gotta wash the chicken grease off my hands. Stir that up. Okay, that's still not really juicy enough, because you're going to have to bake this. I bake it in a pan this size. You could stack it in a glass dish, cook it in another metal roasting pan. I use these for not having to wash dishes on Thanksgiving Day. Okay, what you're going to do, you've almost got it mixed. This is what it looks like. You can get a spoon and kind of get some of the cornbread and taste of it and see if you've got your spices like you want it. This is going to need a lot more juice, so I'm probably going to put another 4 cups of broth in here to make it real juicy. Pour it in the pan, cover the pan with foil, put it in the oven on about anywhere from 325 to 350. Let that cook for 45 minutes, because everything is cooked in here except for the onions and celery. And if you like those really done and mushy, you'll need to cook your dressing about an hour. If you like them crunchy, you can back off on that time. I usually bake it about 45 minutes with the cover on. Then I take the foil off and put it back in the oven so it browns the top of it. About another 15-20 minutes, however brown you want it. And that's Dressing 101. Happy Turkey Day 2012. Later.